Hey everyone, and welcome to the Infinite Respawn podcast. I'm Chicken.
I'm Oak Tree.
I'm Griff.
I'm Baka.
And he's back!
I'm so excited. Chicken's like, I wish my wife would be that excited about seeing me when Baka got on Skype earlier.
Yeah, she just doesn't
Because
care
you're
about me
always
anymore.
there, dude.
Come on, every time I enter a room, I want everybody to be happy like that. Oh, it's him again. Oh my god.
It should
You
be
just
like
saw me
it'd be like
yesterday.
Norm off Cheers. We'd just go chicken.
Sorry,
Exactly.
Chicken, you're old news.
Because
I'll let that one slide because you haven't been here for a little while.
Baka's just now getting back, and this is our first podcast with him in his new place, so the audio may be weird. The video
And
is
he's
going to be
pink.
fine, obviously. Look at he looks
pink.
great.
He looks
Pink. It's light red.
It's like
Don't
red. I'm
criticize
sorry,
Lightish
it's
him.
red.
It's light red.
All right, donut, calm down. So we'll mess with that. I just wanted to put that in just in case
Oh
people
my
are
God,
like,
that
why
is a
does
great
it sound
idea.
weird?
Well,
What?
I could go through and paint little sprinkles all over it.
Yeah, and then it would look like a donut. It looked
Oh my
like
God.
Homer Simpson's donut.
Yep.
Donut. We had some of those. Those were delicious. Far too expensive for donuts, though.
What games has everybody been playing this week?
not a whole lot for me, but
Only one game.
I can answer.
Go ahead.
I went ahead and paid the $20 to Nintendo for the yearly subscription thing, so I could get the NES retro arcade thing. So I've been playing through it, and I mean, I've been playing. It's got like Icebreaker, Zelda, original Super Mario Brothers on it, Super Mario Bros. 3, which I thought was weird they didn't have 2 on there too. It's like you included that one, and they had Mario Brothers, which is the one where you have like the little PAL button in the middle of it. So they had those, but I'm not really sure why they didn't have the others. It does have.
Most people didn't like to.
I like to. But it is. They also have a bunch of sports games on there, and the one that I know is going to make the person here the happiest, Dr. Mario, is actually included in that too.
I mean, damn it.
Here's the funny thing: Excitebike is available to purchase for $7.99, or you could pay $20 for an entire year and get the whole catalog, which I thought was weird. It's like, but I guess $7.99 it can get deleted off of your machine if you don't check in on a weekly basis.
You can
Yeah.
re-download it, right? I mean, that's how it works.
It's kind of odd. I've yet to figure that one out, but yeah, it's and it's just the arcade, so it's like, I guess it's basically an emulator that they've built to put into the system. So it's not, you're not building individual games. So you just click on that and then it pops up a library. I'm hoping to see that they're adding more to the library, and it specifically says NES on it.
Okay.
So it makes me believe that eventually we are going to get some of the retro stuff from the other gaming systems. So there's probably going to be an SNES or whatever. But then I'm also thinking, why would I buy a mini console now if you're giving me some
Because
of
you
the
could have
stuff?
already bought the mini console. So
I guess.
And because it's cute.
I know,
Probably.
right?
is
It's
cute.
like the size of your hand. Tiny
It is
console.
cute.
For tiny people.
For tiny people. So that's
You guys look ridiculous.
that's the only thing I've done this week because I've been busy
Worth
with
it.
everything else.
Well, the three of us have spent the week playing Overwatch, and finally we've all done our competitive placement matches, which Chicken was a little salty about.
Oh, really? Why?
Yeah. Go ahead. I mean, you might as well. We're here.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Fine.
Release the salt, Chicken.
Fine. I've been holding back because I'm not going to be mean about it. But I played mine. I went 2-8, and I ended up at 2,400, right below plat. Griff went 2-8 and ended up at 1,700. Okay, so you see how it dictates skill. Baka went 6-4 and ended up at 2,600. So a little ahead of me, but he won a lot more games than me.
Man, I had some of the worst teammates for mine. Like, we had one that kept
Preach it.
disconnecting. I got called out in one game because I played the first round as Zenyatta, and then they were like, no Zenyatta, not enough healing. I was gold healing, their buddy was Mercy. I had a really unfun experience in a lot of them.
So I got a question. Is it based on, to start with, is it based on what your actual level is?
No, it's not level.
No,
it's
it's-
about your MMR.
It's based
and
on
your
your
ranking.
skill and how much you win, which is why I may have lost 8 of my games, but I did super fucking well, and so it put me really high. Baka won 6 of his games and did pretty well, so it put him a little bit higher. If I would have won 6, I'd probably be much closer to where he is. Or
When you're playing, it bases your new ranking on your individual skill. Whether or not you win or lost, you might still move up, even though your team lost the game because you did really well.
No,
and
you
made
definitely won't move up. You
Well,
might lose less, but you definitely won't move up.
It takes all of that
it's
into
kinda like the
account,
old
is
Halo
what I'm
system.
saying.
Kind of
I don't remember the
where
old
you could do really well and your team might not do as well, and you still go up individually, but you're not going to get necessarily to the next level.
Yeah.
So-
You gotta win if you want to push up. But I was high gold, Baka was plat. His high is 62 something or 36 something, or 26 something. And I played all day yesterday, and I got myself to platinum too. My high is now 25 something, so I'm only 100 behind him now.
So some people can do it on the first time, other people have to try again until they do it the right way.
Well,
He hasn't played anymore to see where he starts going up or going down.
Well,
I
I've
played a
also been
shitload
trying to
yesterday.
unpack. So
yes.
Excuses. Get your ass
I mean,
in
he
there.
really
haven't-
probably hadn't been playing that much, honestly, other than with y'all, because, he's been doing other stuff. So, I mean, that's just his natural skill right there.
I gotta say though,
and teammates, motherfucker, because my teammates were heavy.
yeah,
Heavy.
mine were
Yeah.
too.
the very first game I played in, there was a gold hammer Reinhardt and another gold.
Yeah, but I
every
realized,
person on
especially
my
with
team.
this, that doesn't mean anything because I was a healer for a Gold Hammer Reinhardt, and I was like, this is going to be fine. We're going to do great. Oh my god, why does he keep running into the team without the rest of us and dying? And then there's nobody. I'm dead again. Yeah. That does not mean anything. It just means that they've played enough comp to buy
these
it.
guys earned their gold because they were really good.
There was a gold weapon Brigitte on one of the other teams that definitely earned her gold
But
weapon.
I was playing Brigitte in that one. The Reinhardt would just push up with his shield, and then I'd be like right behind him, and I would charge in and stun whoever was right in front, and then we would just annihilate them.
God, I wish I had teams that were that organized. I
Right.
lost 5 games in a row. I thought I was going to end up being near Snitty. I had lost 5 games in a row.
City's
I
at
won my
like
6th
700,
game.
by the way.
No, Snitty's at 1077.
1077. Sorry. It's 700
Yes.
less than me. That's what it is. That's why I
Yes.
thought that.
And then I lost 2 more, 1-1, and then during my 9th or my 10th game, I was like, shit. I've lost 8 of my last damn 10 games. I am so gonna be fucking placed way down there.
Same.
But nope. But no, the fucking system has a good gauge on your skill based on how you play. So
I gotta say, silver for somebody that's playing with a controller versus all the mouse and keyboard people, I'm gonna take that as a win.
mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't have aim assist
We'll-
like normal
we'll bump you
controller
up
users
to-
do on console.
We'll bump you
but,
up to gold, Griff.
I don't do
You
that
gotta bump yourself up to
myself,
gold. You need to get that yourself. 50th. I'm in the 50th. We're in the 50th percentile of players. We're only half as good as the population. If you get up to diamond, you're actually good, which is where I want to end up.
Well,
Which is where I will end up.
good luck. Good luck to you, sir. The rest of us
Yes.
will be scrubs forever.
Never.
But there is
He'll get close to it. He'll be up there really, really close, and then he'll go, "My old teammate was shit."
But you guys can't get too far ahead of me just yet. You gotta let me catch up a little, or else we can't play together. Because
Baka
it's
almost
1,000.
can't play with you anymore.
Yeah, it's 1,000 points either way for you to be able to play with somebody, and I'm right at the bottom side of being able to play with Baka.
So right now, you and Snitty are the only ones that can play together.
No, Snitty
No.
can't play. No, Snitty can play with me, but he can't play with them. I can play with them right
But we
now.
can't play with Snitty.
But if they move up too much further, I mean, I think with Baka it's like 200 points more, and I won't be able to play
No,
with
he's
him.
got 100 points more.
Yeah,
'cause
Is
he
it
has
100? Okay.
More
106.
points or so,
Yeah.
and I can't play with you no more.
But the games get hard, man. They really push you to get
So-
better.
You'll be beneath this king scrub.
Well, I think part of it takes into account your champion pool too, and I played a lot of Moira, so I was playing a lot of the same champion, even though I was playing her proficiently. So I think it takes into account how flexible you can be in that situation.
Does and how much like healing you've done in the battle, like how much you've done compared to your team. Did you do 80% of the healing for your team, when your other healer did only 20%.
Let me tell you, a lot of times I was the only healer. And a lot of times I couldn't heal my team because they ran in and died and I couldn't reach them. It's like, here's a Healy ball, you're all already dead. Okay. Thanks, guys. Good talk. Good talk.
I've had some seriously fucking close games. Some really stressful games. Some ass whoopings. My one game, it was on, what was it? It's a Junkertown. We went first. We got all the way through to the end in overtime, and we got it with no time left on the board. The other team decided to do Pirate Ship, which was fucked up, by the way. Anna, Mercy, Torbjorn, Bastion, Orisa, Reinhardt, and they just sat on the payload and just escorted all the way through. They had over 4 minutes left on their time, so we got a minute to do on our round. We come back. They try to set up. We beat them. They push us off the payload. We get overtime before the first checkpoint. And we sit on the payload all the way through the rest of the map, and they couldn't get us off of it. Then it comes their turn around, and they have 4.5 minutes to just get it all the way through. They almost get it. They try to set up. We push them off of it, but we just outplay them towards the last checkpoint. They almost get it. Overtime, right before. They're like 2 meters away. We push them off of it. Overtime burns out. We win 6-5. Holy shit, that was intense. I had to take a break after that because.
What is the communication like when you're doing something like that? Because like I
We
know
don't use
that.
mics.
See, that's
It runs the gamut. For my team, I would be like, group up with me. Oh, you're all running in again. Okay, bye. Group up. Okay, you're dead. My ult's ready. Okay, we're all dead again. I guess it doesn't matter.
because
But
I mean that was
his games were different.
One of my things is like with. If you remember when gaming, like when we first got into Halo 2 and things like that, when you first started online gaming, people would communicate. Then you got this whole thing where we unfortunately had the douchebags that would come in, call you all different types of names. Oh my God, I'm playing with a female player. Let me show me your boobs.
We don't have cameras. How do you expect that? Come on now.
Right.
Pics. Send me pics.
Yeah,
That used to be the Xbox 360 message.
Yeah, and then you would have different people just being douchebags of all types. Then you had squeakers that came in, right?
Yeah.
And
So-
people that just
Or
blared music in their headset.
My favorite just got awful music blaring and they're like, what? It helps me focus. It's like, yeah, but it's
No,
distracting
some
to the
people
rest.
just did it just because, and those people got instantly muted on my end.
Yep.
Yes.
But I would think going into something that, because you're trying to base this on competitiveness, that you would want to all succeed together and try to push forward and do things.
No.
So therefore, their communication would be better. But
There are
doesn't
people
sound
who
like
go
it.
in intentionally to throw games. I had an Ana in one of my matches that we were trying to defend the points on Volskaya, and she would just run out in the front, like, for no reason until she found another one of the enemy team and died to them repeatedly. She was just there to throw.
Yeah,
We lost.
The quality of games get better as you get further up, because I mean, all of the Annas that I would see would always be like hovered up in a corner back behind us, like doing what Anna's supposed to do, and then she would like jump in if she needed to kind of get closer to the team to help. If we, got
I'm
closer,
sorry, but if you're at silver level, what the fuck are you throwing? Like, like I get it if you're like, oh, I'm up at diamond level or platinum, and I
guess-
don't want to deal with this shit anymore, and you're trying to throw it to drop
Because
it
some
down.
of it is
But you're at
they want to
silver.
drop their level ranking so they can pub stomp at lower levels. Because I mean, you know you're good. The only way for you to pretend that you're not good is to lose a bunch. It knocks you down all the way to bronze. You come in with your best champion in bronze and just own the battlefield. I mean, I guess it makes you feel like you got a big dick.
But that's when the
know.
system starts kind of, which is the system that they're like integrating. It starts catching things like that and figuring out if somebody is dropping too fast or dropping too much or not playing to the standard that they normally play at, and the system will start like throwing them down a lot faster. It's like, oh shit, I didn't mean to go this far. Well, now you're stuck way down here, and it's not going to let you come back up. So I mean,
that
toxicity is
Anna
so
was-
hard to play with in competitive games.
Yeah, that was a good time. Good time.
Well, good for y'all for placing silver and above.
We're just waiting on Newbie and Red to finish their placement matches to see where everybody's actually at.
How far are you from gold?
Newbie was supposed to play
Me?
last night.
I'm
He played
in like
one, he
I'm
won.
mid silver, so I mean it's not impossible for me to climb those ranks.
It's 17. You were 1770 something.
Yeah.
And gold is 1999 and above.
So
Oh,
I
you're
mean,
not far at all.
Yeah.
I'm not super far.
2,000 to 24.99.
She's like almost the high silver.
Yeah, she's mid silver, which is
Yeah, I'm
1,700 from
like on
15
the
to
upside of
15 now.
mid, but I'm still mid. It'd
You just gotta work hard. You gotta improve, and you gotta be careful not to tilt. Because holy shit, there were a couple of times where I almost fell out of this chair. I was tilting so hard.
My first game, my first placement
Oh
match,
my God.
I almost tilted to the point because my team was just being so dumb. I'm
Lost
like,
5
I don't
games in a row.
understand what you people are doing. Why?
Well, the good thing is it didn't matter that you lost.
Have
Right?
faith. Have faith in the system.
Well, the downside
It
of
will find
losing,
you.
especially because one of the matches that we actually was like the second or third match that I had tilted really hard in, we got pushed all the way back to our spawn point. They just spawn camped us on Elio, so it's like I can't prove that I'm a decent healer when everybody just gets instantly killed the second we walk out the door. So I don't really know what I'm supposed to do in this situation aside from sit in the corner and cry.
The SR was too different, so the system will put you down further against somebody of different, and then if you do really well against them, it'll put you back up. Like, it bounces you around pretty heavily in your placement matches to kind of gauge where you're at and how you're doing.
Oh, yes, I know. My first match, part of why it went so poorly is there were platinum people on the other side.
Yeah, I played with a lot of fucking platinum.
There were 2 platinums on the other side in that match. And my team was all unranked. Like, thanks, guys. Thanks.
Yeah, I played with a lot of unranked people while I was doing placement. But as soon as I got placed, I've never played with another unranked person at all. Like, it's just been platinums or golds across the board.
Well, you guys want to talk about some news?
Yours.
Yes.
Yay!
Yay. Well, yay and not yay, depending on which one you want to start with.
Let's go ahead and start with, since I already mentioned the NES Mini earlier. Sony announced this week the PlayStation Classic, which is going to be basically the original PlayStation with 20 games on it in a little mini form, just like the NES one.
Not only did they copy Nintendo's idea, they could, and were lazy about that. That they were even lazier about the amount of games they put in it.
Because it's just 20.
Mm-hmm.
How many did
It's
the NES
50.
Classic? Oh, okay.
20.
Was it 20?
No,
was
I thought it was like 50.
Oh,
I think it was like $50 for the game, over the thing, but I think it was only 20 that was on it. My SNES one only got like 20 games.
Could have sworn.
Oh shit! Don't play anything.
mini
No,
30
I
NES
might be
games.
thinking
It's
of
30.
It's
It's
30.
30.
Yeah.
30 games.
So 10.
So-
There's 10 different. It's not. That's not
But I
too
thought people-
bad. I
I
guess.
thought people didn't want backwards compatibility. You
Yeah, I
don't
thought
want
Sony
those.
said nobody
Okay.
was gonna play those games. That was their justification for backwards compatibility. Is nobody wants to play those old games.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Right.
probably because they have them on like the PS Now service, and nobody wants to use the PS Now service, so they assume nobody wants to play those games.
I wish I could remember who it was. I saw a quote from them, whoever it was, that was like, "Oh, I was recently at a tournament, and I saw all these old games, and I was just looking at them, and nobody wants to go down in graphics like that. Nobody would want to play that." I'm like, how are you in charge of a gaming company?
Right?
Dude, people love retro shit.
It's also about history. It's kind of like nobody wants to go to museums because who wants to look at all that old trash? That's our friggin' history, man.
Like,
I mean, I want to go look at old dinosaur bones. I mean,
I don't know. I just thought it was dumb.
I still love Xbox UK tweeted out right after the announcement, play 500 plus classic Xbox and Xbox 360 titles on your Xbox One today, totally for free. Psst, some of them are actually Xbox One X enhanced as well.
Well, because they've
So-
been doing backwards compatibility for years, but...
Yeah, but don't pay attention to that. No.
Well, I guess
Don't-
it's because it doesn't come in a
don't look behind
tiny,
the curtain.
cute package, okay?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta have the tiny. It's like, look at
Well,
it.
to be fair, if Xbox really, really wanted to do this, what they needed to do when the person created that the Xbox controller, it looked like the original Xbox controller, that should have been the console. You just plug it in.
Oh my god, that would have been fucking legit.
People
Hey,
would have
look, my
went
new
fucking
consoles.
nuts, right?
Oh my god.
Because it's got the little thing in the middle of it's the glowing X. From the deal.
Yeah, and then you could just swipe through and look for your game, and then hit the game, and then plug it in, and boom, there you go.
Right.
Damn, that'd be fucking nuts. I don't think technology is quite there yet.
Not for $50 or whatever. It
Yeah, not
is.
for $50.
I think Wild Arms, like for the games that are going to be on it so far that they've released, I think Wild Arms and Tekken 3 are the only ones I'd be interested in out of those.
Well, the old Final Fantasies are on it too.
Final Fantasy
Well,
7.
just 7 is what they said is going to be on it. But I
Oh,
mean,
I just assumed that it was going to be like some of the older ones, not just that one. Well, whatever.
I'm not really a Final Fantasy person.
I wonder if they'll do probably,
I
but I wonder if they'll do any of the old Crash Bandicoot games.
Because
they just released the-
Yeah,
I don't
I
see
wouldn't
them doing
think
that.
so.
They just
Yeah.
released the remaster, but I mean those are pretty iconic.
Yeah, but they just released the remaster, and it's
I know, but I'm just thinking like what? Okay, but what else? What are the top 20 PS1 first
this is
party
how we
games?
get Spyro 2 without having to download it after we get
Oh,
the game.
it's gonna be on the. Okay.
Oh, I figured this out now.
Dino Crisis. That was on PS1, wasn't it?
I have no
I think
idea.
so.
the Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 were on there.
Yes. Castlevania Symphony of the Night original. Well,
Yeah.
they're actually doing a remaster of that one.
SOCOM 2 is on PlayStation 2, so I've got to wait for the PlayStation 2 Classic to get that one.
The PlayStation.
oh, that could
2
overheat
Classic.
like all the other ones fucking did. Ah! I own 3 PlayStation 2s.
I never had
a
an issue
problem with that.
with overheating on PS2s.
Consider yourselves lucky, and if anything like that doesn't burn out normally burns out now, blame it on your PS2 not burning out in the past. Why graphics card went out? Why?
I've still got my original launch date PS2, the big thick one. It works perfectly fine.
Baka likes it thick.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I can stick a hard drive in it.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay. On a similar Sony note, Sony has no plans for a Vita successor, and I am just so incredibly shocked by this announcement because the Vita was so successful.
And it was so well supported by them.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
it was
they did
really
such a great
pushed
job.
hard.
The Vita had a lot of potential behind it, and it just kind of like it
Fell to the
sucked. Like
wayside.
I won, like when I was working at GameStop, I won one for free, and like I played Uncharted on it. I enjoyed it. I think I had like 1 or 2 other games on it, but I didn't really ever play them. And then it got stolen, and I'm just like, I don't even care to go and get a replacement at any point. Just
Yeah.
What
I
kills me
beat
is
Uncharted on it, and that's it.
what kills me is they created this. It wasn't long after the PSP, and
But there was
wasn't
still a
very successful.
gap, though, and the PSP
Yeah, but-
wasn't supported either. They had a ton of games,
Yeah.
and then they just dropped off all support. It went away for a couple of years. They launched the Vita. They dropped off
No,
support.
they
It went away
launched
for a
the
couple
Go.
of years.
Yeah, they had to
They
go. The
tried to
Oh,
PSP
launch
Go.
yeah. I totally forgot about that
was a
thing.
huge
The little-
flop because you
the little
couldn't
flip.
use any of the
Yeah.
The discs.
the game. Yeah, none of the discs worked on it, and there was no way to basically go. Look, I bought all these games. Can I get a code or something to go through and re-download them? Or they didn't have any kind of system set up for that. So people were like, I'm not going to go through and buy this and then turn around and buy all these games again.
Because that Sony pushing their no backwards compatibility agenda even further, and it completely killed one of their handhelds. I mean, it was such a flash in the pan that I didn't even remember it existed.
Well, and then you have, when they created the Vita, they created, was it Tearaway? Was the one that had won all the awards and everybody was in love with. It's a
Yeah, I
fantastic
think there
game.
was Tearaway, and then Spelunky came, and people really fucking loved that on the Vita.
Yeah, and they went nuts on it. And then one of the things that, if you remember when the whole Vita was being promoted, is it was promoted as play anywhere, like Switch, except it was attached, tethered to your PlayStation.
Yeah, you
3,
were supposed
4,
to be able to
whatever
play
it was at the time.
your console games on the
Mm-hmm.
handheld on the go, but it was only certain ones, and there was like a bunch of caveats to that. Like you could only be this far from your console or something stupid like that, or you had to have.
It would Bluetooth connect, or and they were eventually trying to do like an LTE connect type thing, which nobody, because think about how much data
Yeah.
it would take to make that happen. So it was an interesting idea, but then they didn't support it. Like, we've won the last 2 E3s without them announcing any type of game. And even Tearaway, they put on PlayStation 4.
Yep.
They created a new version of it and stuck it on PS4.
Because they weren't going to support it on Vita.
I mean, they're not... I mean, it kills me. I mean, it absolutely kills me that... Because I feel like the idea behind it was good, and if what they should do is go, look, we're not going to make any new games for 2019, but we're going to go through our PS1 catalog, our PS2 catalog, and our PS3 catalog, and convert them to Vita. People would probably end up buying it, but you'd also have to give them the space to make it happen too. Hey, if SOCOM 2 gets on there, I'd think about it.
Yeah, think about it. I'd think about it.
But it's also small compared to like a Switch, right? So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and it had two analog sticks, unlike the original PSP that only had the one. So like shooters on the original PSP were awkward to play. And they did the two analog sticks on this one, and I know so many people were excited about it. And then they released like Killzone and I think a couple other games, and that they were just god awful. So,
I'm not surprised. I will also not be surprised in a couple of years when Sony announces a new handheld that they're only going to support for like 2 or 3 years, and then it goes away again. So, this is Sony's cycle. I'm not surprised.
They'll do a PSP classic. You just wait.
They had some good games for the PSP way back when.
They did.
I mean,
the God of War games
were
awesome.
Yeah, I need to replace the battery in mine, but I mean, there's a lot of games on there that I still like to go through and play, and there's a few RPGs on there that were really good.
Well, sorry everybody who loved the Vita. You're not gonna get to play anything for much longer as far as new content
To that
goes,
one guy
so.
out there, sorry.
One dude.
It's okay.
And
I
I'd love to
expected
tell
it.
you, I'd love to tell you that you'd be able to, take those if you wanted to play those at home. You could put them in your PlayStation TV, but even that got after
Scrapped.
about 2 months. It got dropped. I've got one upstairs. I love mine, but I don't get a chance to play it as much as I'd like to. So,
what else we got? Let's see.
I forgot that thing existed.
The PlayStation TV thing?
Mm-hmm.
it's ahead of its time.
Alright,
Well,
so...
lots of news with Capcom this week.
Yeah. You want to talk about the Devil May Cry stuff? That Chicken's up in arms about?
Well, we could do the closing of one of their studios first.
Yeah, let's do that one.
Yeah. Dead Rising Studio, Capcom Vancouver, has now been shut down. And Dead Rising 5 is canceled.
Yeah.
So, no more Dead Rising.
Not terribly surprised. Dead Rising is a fun game. Like, the franchise as a whole is fun. But it's not for everybody, and it's not something that's going to keep people playing for very long. Because it's a lot of the same. I enjoyed it. Like, 3 and 4 were so fun. But it's very repetitive. And I will be honest with you about it. It is a game to be like, I want to mow over zombies with an actual lawnmower and then launch Christmas ornaments at them.
While
and
wearing
then you're
Daisy Dukes in a little tie top.
Yeah. I mean, you do
Checkers.
that for like 2 hours and then you're done for a while. It is a bit, The storylines are
puddle,
not super
not very
deep.
That way you're
depth.
looking fabulous.
Yeah.
Yes. The only way to play those games is to put on every outfit that you come across. Like, doesn't matter. If it's on the bench, you put it on and go. Till you find another
PUBG,
one.
just put on whatever you find.
My favorite is Griff it was Dead Rising 3, I think. They were streaming it at my house, and she got to the entire game had not loaded in yet. So, because I don't know what technology Sony uses versus Xbox, but Xbox for some reason takes forever to load.
Yeah,
something.
it's when Xbox tells you, and this is why after that one time I've never done it.
Yeah,
but Xbox will load a game, will start to install a game, and it gets to a point where it says playable. And you're like, okay, well, I can play it while it finishes installing. But it only has installed, like, the first 10 minutes of the game. And that's it.
Yeah.
So I got to an invisible wall.
She couldn't get past it.
Yeah, it wouldn't let me go through the door. Because it hadn't loaded yet.
It was a hallway.
Yeah,
it was like a
tunnel. Hallway, and you could just walk into the invisible wall halfway down the hallway.
You were trying to beat it with a broom or something.
Yep, I picked up a broom. Like, damn it! It is
funny.
the Dead Rising series is enjoyable, and I imagine all the games are going to go on super sale since the studio's closing. So, if you haven't picked them up and you want to just mindlessly beat zombies, it's a fun thing for that. It's a nice stress relief. It'll make you laugh a little bit. But I mean, I wouldn't go in expecting a masterpiece.
My favorite thing in the first one was to get the little yellow robot helmets and just start putting them on.
Oh, they're like
random
Lego
zombies.
helmets, yeah. You can do that with buckets, too. And
Yeah,
5
just
there,
put-
and 4 there are fish. Like, they're swordfish that you could pick up randomly. And so I was just like swinging fish at people. It was a lot of fun. I'm sorry.
Awesome.
I'm sad that it's closing. That's a lot of jobs and whatnot to be lost, and that's a fun series, but
Maybe in a few years we'll get like some kind of weird spiritual successor to the Dead Rising.
oh, I'm just expecting
THQ will just buy it.
THQ Nordic will just buy every property that goes under ever and then relaunch it in a few years.
It's gonna give it about 10 years, and then they're gonna be like,
I don't think it'll be 10. I don't think it'll be that long.
9.
I think that they'll wait. It might be like 3 or 4 years, and then we'll hear them announce it. You're
They'll be like,
oh.
yeah,
It'll be
THQ
about-
Nordic has bought Dead Rising.
It'd be about the time that they're supposed to be releasing a new game for whatever that game was, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be like about that time, and you turn around and go, and then everybody gets all excited about it.
Well, people get
THQ's
excited
got
because they
this
always
timing
want to
down.
see what THQ Nordic
shit.
has done with franchises.
Yes.
So-
Well, the first big one, the two big ones for them is going to be Biomutant and Darksiders 3.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
those ones.
Biomutant's an original IP too. right?
Exactly. That's going to be
Yep.
huge to see what they come out with originally.
Yeah, and it looks, oh my god, like playing it, it's just so fun. And I really want it to be out so bad. I thought it was going to be out this past year. I didn't think I was going to see it again at freaking PAX and just make me want it even more.
When is
Bastards.
its release date? 2019.
Next year,
Yeah.
theoretically.
Theoretically.
So probably I'll play it again at PAX and then it'll be released in December.
Maybe. Or it gets released in like 2020.
Right? Oh, too funny. The other news is Capcom related as well. This is gonna hit us all hard. Devil May Cry 5 looks like it's gonna have microtransactions in it,
Yeah.
and basically it's pay to win individually solo.
It's okay. You remember when we had this discussion about Tomb Raider because you could, and I think maybe Uncharted, you could buy all of the cards and unlock like big head mode and all of that stuff. Yeah, it's kind of like that. You can buy the upgrades. You can buy the orbs to upgrade all of your skills and junk, which is dumb because then why are you playing the game? I don't.
Going through like a boss.
And I do agree with a lot of the comments. Companies are not going to put stuff like that in the game if they don't intend you doing it. So there's probably going to be grind put into it to make it more appealing.
That's my main concern, and that is what I want to see as far as once it's launched, is they have, you know, in the past you've gone through the game, you've picked up the orbs as you killed things and whatnot. I want to see how they change the algorithm, and this is something that Oak touched on before the show too, how they change the algorithm for those drops. Because if it does turn into something grindy, then that's an incredibly predatory tactic. It's not just offering it for the sake of people not having time or whatnot. It's offering it because they are going to intentionally fuck up the rest of the game to make you want to buy it.
Yep.
That's where I have a problem with. It's a the single player aspect of it. You want to walk your way through it because you are a completely unskilled failure at everything, then go ahead, buy the microtransactions. But otherwise,
play it on easy then. You don't have to buy everything.
I don't understand that. I guess that's true. If there's an easy setting, like an easy mode for the game, why would
And there
you
always
spend?
is.
Why would you spend the money to be able to? I guess achievements maybe, because you can walk through hard mode and it gives you more achievements if you bought all the. I don't know.
But that also makes you question how difficult is easy going to be in order to force people to still do the microtransactions. Like, is easy what normal was? You know what I mean? It's like, oh, now we've got easy, normal, and hard. But what we really have is normal, hard, and oh my god, please buy everything.
Well,
in order
to
be
be
able
fair
do it.
though, if it's still the same combat situation as DMC4 was, the combat wasn't incredibly brutal in that one and whatnot. So even the harder difficulties were not, I'm gonna quit and throw things. There was like 1 or 2 fights I think that I might have struggled a little bit with, but some of it was timing, and I'm just always terrible at timing.
Could you imagine what would happen to the Dark Souls franchise if they came out with microtransactions? Oh, well, if you want to play it easier, you could just buy these weapons and whatnot. It'll make the boss fights easier for you. Could you imagine the amount of backlash? It's a single-player game. Like, if you buy microtransaction, it makes it so that you can't play online. So, no worries. You could just buy it and make it easier. The amount of backlash that would have on that
We
company.
have we that have a mutual friend. that played that game on PC and downloaded mods to make it easy, and we gave them hell about it because you don't play games like that to walk through and look at the scenery. That's not what it's there for.
No, I mean you can, but
at least play it realistically once before you do that.
Choice, apparently.
Or hold on, there's these services that we actually all of us have something to do with in some way or another. There's one called YouTube. There's one called Twitch. There's one called Mixer. Fucking watch somebody play the game and sit through it. Most of those, especially YouTube, because that's all it is somebody uploading a video, is all of them have some type of backlog to where you can go through and watch that person play through. So if you got left behind a little bit, you can go back through and watch it. Like, watch people play the game if you can't play the game yourself. And it's okay. Like, Dark Souls, I've played. I haven't played through it. I will
never be able to play Dark Souls. I won't even lie to you.
I played through a certain point, and it wasn't because I was, like, angry face mad or anything. It was just one of those, it was so time consuming that I had to do other stuff or whatever. And then by the time I got back to it, I'd forgotten what it was I was trying to do in the first place.
I'd be angry face.
Yeah. So it was just kind of, it does, and then don't get me wrong, there are parts that do make you angry face, but it's more the combat on Dark Souls 1 more than the dying part and going back. It was just the clunkiness of it a little bit for me.
I feel like
Cuphead too. I mean, Cuphead's extremely difficult. You don't buy your way to beat bosses.
I feel like you should not say that you beat a game if you paid to beat it, or if you downloaded mods that allowed you to beat it.
I just think we shouldn't have microtransactions in games like that, and you should just play it like it used to be. I'm an old guy, and I will yell with my cane.
Get off my lawn!
Get out of my games! Just play them. We play games to have fun. If you're having trouble, just play it on a lower difficulty. That's what they make games accessible for.
Well, but
that's true.
And to be fair, those games are traditionally hard, and I understand why they might have it in there. But if you put the option in there and you don't change the algorithm in any way whatsoever, and you happen to make extra bucks off of it, and that keeps our games at a lower price, I don't have a problem. But don't change the fucking game mechanics in order to be able to to get more sales. That'll piss me off. And I have a feeling that's what's going to happen because, well, that's what we're doing.
Yep, they don't put it in there if they don't expect to make money from it. That is just how companies are, right? They're there to make money.
Mm-hmm.
I will be holding off until we see how that is.
Yes,
So.
even as much as I don't want to.
I know. I was so excited
stoked
about
to
it.
see
Real Dante,
back.
Nero, I'm there. Except for microtransactions. I'm not there.
If they come out and they're like,
feel like
okay,
they're doing this just despite all the people who
Didn't play
hated
DMC.
it. Yeah, who hated it and trashed it and.
So they're like, we're
well,
gonna ruin
you
your
want real
original
Dante?
then.
well, if they come out and say that they're removing microtransactions due to feedback, I will fucking buy it day one right away. Be like, all right, I got you again. Don't put them back in after I buy the game though.
You are hard pressed in this day and age to find a game, single player or not, that is completely microtransaction free, especially one that is not first party exclusive.
I don't care if it's got like microtransactions for costumes and whatnot, but actually affecting the gameplay of the game.
Yeah.
Like what your game is supposed to be so compelling that you want to actually invest in it. Not the skill tree, whatever. I'm just gonna buy a bunch of points and fill it out and not worry about it. It's like that's supposed to be part of your game.
People got pissed at Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well, and
like,
Star Wars was a gamble system to get your upgrades too, which is also garbage.
Yes.
I mean, if you're gonna pay money, at least be able to
pay.
pay money for something that is concrete.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I get this hat.
Good,
You know,
cool. I don't
not-
care.
I get
Dante runs around in a sombrero for $5.99.
That's fine.
I mean,
Whatever kind of
okay,
cosmetics that you
$5.99. I'm
want.
there.
Whatever cosmetics you want to do, that is fine. It just cosmetics. Keep it out of the gameplay.
Yes, I could agree with that.
Yep.
Well, also in DMC, there's going to be online multiplayer. Which,
But we don't know what kind
Yeah.
that means yet.
Yeah.
Because that could be cooperative, that could be actually against each other, but if it's...
Well, it says that the director said it's single player focused. Well, it's going to be like PvE focused.
Right.
So,
But multiplayer.
Multiplayer everywhere.
Yeah, well, I mean, the story is going to be single player focused, and then this is going to be probably not PvP, because, I mean, I don't know how in the world you would do PvP in a game like this. Maybe a horde style PvP
Yeah, I'm
style
thinking
something.
horde mode would be the best way to go about a multiplayer kind of deal.
Devil May Battle Royale. No.
Well, I mean, theoretically, that was probably what Scalebound was gonna be, or Scalebound, which we'll never see.
Please, it's still too soon.
Right.
THQ, where are you? Pick it up, man.
Yeah, go to
That's a
Microsoft, tell them
microsized
you'll buy it.
But
studio.
they've already acquired Alone in the Dark.
Well, yeah. Actually, that is a good, nice walk into one of their other stories. Speaking of franchises that we wish THQ would buy, TellTale Games is apparently dealing with a bankruptcy issue and just laid off most of its staff. It's keeping a skeleton crew to finish up stuff for The Walking Dead, the current Walking Dead game, and after that, they will likely be no more. They've already canceled Wolf Among Us 2, and any of the other games that they were working on have now been completely shelved indefinitely.
I'm not gonna lie. I would really love them to pick up all of Telltale stuff, but if they're gonna pick up one, Wolf Among Us is the one I need them to pick up.
I want them to pick up 2, and I want it to be Wolf Among Us and Tales from the Borderlands.
Fair enough.
Tales of the Borderland, you got to go somewhere else for that one.
Well,
'Cause you'll have
Tales
to
from the
go to
Borderlands,
Gearbox to
you'll
buy.
have to. Well, Gearbox, Telltale owns that game, like that specific IP of it. It just has assets that you'd have to license from Gearbox.
Which should be a
And-
problem with THQ to do.
Well, from what I've seen, THQ, when they buy something, they buy it. They own every part of it. It's like, if we buy Tales from the Borderlands, you're giving us full licensing rights to whatever is in this game, so that we have full free creative access.
Well, depending how Borderlands 3 ends up, it could be that they end up buying that one eventually.
Oh
too.
my god! I mean, I wouldn't put it past them. They seem like they're the doctor walking around the hospital with like the little fucking.
Griff will be
going,
sending
"Oh,
a message to THQ
that's
going,
nice."
I need Jack everything. Thank
Yes.
you. Sincerely, Griff Slynam.
Please find a way to resurrect Hollow Jack. Thanks. It's possible. I mean, come on, he was downloaded into the system. It's not like it's all gone. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. The point is, Telltale is going away, and I think
Oh,
I have thoughts on
You have
how
theories.
I have theories on why they started sinking, and part of it is largely why people did not like the transition between the end of Walking Dead 2 and the start of Walking Dead 3 and things like that, is because here are these big branching player choices, and guess what? Your choices don't matter, because no matter what you chose at the end of 2, 3 starts the same way. Whoever you sided with at the end of 2 is just dead in some sort of random thing that you didn't get to see, and then here we go. I mean, they really did a good job with big branching narratives, but then your narrative choices didn't mean anything in continuations.
it was like a lot of cosmetic choices. I remember the Telltale. I think we talked about it a few episodes ago.
Yeah, where
you could do. Yeah, it was
It was
boiled
like
down to
7
six
choices.
fucking
Just
seven
7.
choices across 3 games.
Yep.
Those are the ones that make a difference.
Yeah.
That is awful. I mean, look at Dragon Age. I mean, you've got.
With
Their
Dragon Age,
tapestry.
you go to the Dragon Age Keep and filling out your tapestry of choices for like just the first game so that you can play the second game is gonna take you like half an hour. If you do it
because
for
there's just
the
so
first and the
much.
second game, I was in the Keep for like an hour and a half getting all of that stuff set up so that I could have a specific custom story for Inquisition to go with. Yeah.
It's crazy.
I just
Wow.
And I also think it's the time in between each episode.
Yep.
Like, I mean,
That's the main reason for me.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like Batman. I played it, and then I played it, and eventually you just forget about it. Or people say they're gonna wait to buy it until all
Yeah.
5 episodes
Well,
are
it's
out, and
people
then
like
they
me.
forget about it and don't buy it.
Yeah, that's how I do with
Or
things
they've
like
seen
that.
it
is
already.
I'll wait until all the episodes are launched and then I'll pick it up. Well, you get episodes like, and I will always be salty about this. Tales from the Borderlands had an episode where I think we had one episode around the end of October, and then the next episode didn't come out till February. Like months in between the episodes. And that's ridiculous. People are going to forget about your game and why they were playing it. And that's why people wait until all of the episodes are out. But you make them wait until all the episodes are out, and it's 6 months to a year later, and they're playing a billion other things. They're not going to go back and buy your old game.
The other issue you run into on this one, too, is the fact that you've got somebody that you buy a day one purchase, right? It costs you $30 for the game. So you buy 31, and you get one episode, 2 if you're lucky. Get
It's
one
fine.
episode. And so you turn around, and it's what, usually 5 episodes?
Yep, usually 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so you turn around and you go, all right, this came out in September. Second episode gets released at the beginning of December. Steam sale comes in the week after that. It's now $24.99, whatever. All the episodes haven't been released yet. Now this person's purchased it for less than I have, and I bought it at the beginning in September. And then they wait until the summer sale, which is by the time episode 5 comes out, and that's dropped to now $15.99, $14.99. And now I'm picking up all 5 episodes for half the price of the person that bought it to start with, and I'm getting them all at the same time.
I mean,
Versus,
But that's also how bankruptcy starts too. I mean, you're not getting that influx of money to keep paying that until like 9 months down the road. You're like, well, I mean, we need a constant flux of money.
I think they
People are
could
just gonna
have
wait.
negated some of those issues if they would have had a release schedule for the episodes. Like, we have the whole the whole game done, and this is how we're going to release them. You will get one this month, you will get one this month, you will get one this month. But instead, it's like, and stay tuned for the next episode, which is whenever we feel like it.
Oh god, that shit killed me in the first Walking Dead. Like, we played it, and then they'd be like, "Oh yeah, it's gonna be out in the next couple of months or so," and then we'd wait a couple of months, and they're like, "Is it out this week? Is it out next week?"
and the first episode was $4.99 if you didn't buy the whole thing right then.
Yeah, it was like $5 for just one, and then
Yep. Oh.
they really shot themselves in the foot with that. Like,
Several
I was
times.
talking to Chicken when we first saw that news break. We were talking about it, and I was like, yeah, I mean, the release dates and everything, and then they did Guardians of the Galaxy, which went largely unnoticed, and he's like, wait, is that game even out yet? It came out last year. It's just that nobody friggin' knew. Like,
I didn't know. I
it
lost
was
track
just-
of it.
it
It's like
was-
I was interested in playing it and the Game of Thrones
I
one.
forgot all about it.
It released
Yeah.
right around the same time as Persona 5. It was like a week after Persona 5 launched, which is a problem
Yeah.
too, because you've already got people playing a choice game and RPG, and it's a really big one. And I think it released right in between Persona 5 and something else that was really big, like a month after Persona 5. So it got sandwiched in between 2 really large releases as well. It just kind of faded. But, I mean, it sucks. TellTale has an iconic style, and things like that. And people always make jokes about, the little pop-ups, so-and-so will remember, and all of this stuff. But they just didn't figure out how to run their business.
They need to figure that out. I mean, it's just THQ's got it right. Just buy it. It's okay. You just bought Alone in the
Hire
Dark,
some
which is
of
part
the
of our news today
original-
too, right?
And
hire
they
some
bought
of the
Active War.
original team.
Yeah,
And
hire
have
in some
someone
of the
there.
original
Let them
team.
be creative in their games and stuff, and then have someone from THQ Nordic going, okay, this is the business side of things. This is what we need to do.
Yeah.
I think Alone in the Dark is, well, to THQ Nordic side, I think Alone in the Dark is a fantastic fucking purchase, because that is a genre that people are foaming for.
Well,
Horror
I mean, in the
survival
last
like
one that they did
Silent
was
Hill.
just terrible. It was the multiplayer. Remember Alone in the Dark? They did the multiplayer thing where you had to have the lantern and whatnot
Oh,
to
yeah.
ward off the monsters, but nobody played it because it was just so garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's also works in their favor too, where THQ is like, oh yeah, this game crapped the bed. Well, guess what, guys? It's owned by someone new. Give us a try. Let us show you
I
how
think
to
people
do it
will
right.
too. I think you're right. I think that will end up serving them in the long run because people are going to be curious more than anything. The last one was so terrible, and THQ's got to be better than that. We need to see what it is.
And they keep like revitalizing these old games where it's like, yeah, look, like a game I played so long ago, Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy. They bought the rights to that one and then re-released it on Steam. I was like, what? That game? You guys are really,
Holy
really
shit.
digging
You
down
didn't
there
hear
to pick
about
up
that?
games.
No.
Buck is like, I'm going to
Yeah.
go buy this right now.
Sphinx and the Curse. I'm like, as soon as it goes on sale, I'm just gonna buy it and play it again. I played it a long time ago.
They just need to start putting shit on the Switch store too, so then that way I can just.
I think they
be
will, though,
upstairs
because
more.
I think, isn't Darksiders 3 coming to the Switch?
I think so.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. That one is day one buy. THQ, please. Please. A Darksider series is not a hard game to make. It's just a simple action RPG style. So
It's not hard to make. Everyone at THQ Nordic went, "Fuck that guy."
Yep. He's got
He's
so
never
much
made
hate.
a game a day in his life. It's not hard to make.
Okay, don't go the Darksiders 2 route then. Don't make it too complicated. Darksiders was so good because it was a simple kind of combat, puzzle-solving adventure game.
Yeah, they added
you don't
too
have
much
to go
of like
heavy RPG.
the talent tree was fine in Darksiders 2, but the whole gear set stuff was not. It's like, how is it possible that I am death and I start with my scythe and 5 minutes into the game I will find one better than mine?
And
I
found a
am
big
death.
club
I
that's
have the
better
best
than mine.
one.
Big hammer. Smack.
Yeah, like no. We don't need to have gear pieces. They have iconic gear pieces for a reason. There
so
should not
mad
be
at
better
Darksiders
ones laying
2.
around.
I'm so mad at Darksiders 2 because I was playing it on PC. I was over 3/4 the way through the entire game, and the fucking thing locked to where I cannot get past that part. It's completely glitched. And I'm like, I'm not starting back over. I'm just not. So I went online to finish the story just so I could see what it was to go to the next one. I was so mad. So mad at that shit. But I enjoyed them both, though. The first one was really good. Second one, it went along with
good.
it. Third one,
Oh, can't wait.
Okay.
And then the fourth one, I can't wait for that one. And then the fifth one where you get to play all four. Come on, please.
Four-player co-op. Go.
You know they have to make a fourth one now. They don't have an option.
They'll be committed.
Yeah, they've committed. I mean, making the third game where you get Fury.
Yes, Fury. And
You
then
have to make
Cheese
the
Beast
fourth game
too.
with Strife.
Watching people play just a
Yeah.
little bit of it as I'm walking by because I didn't want to spoil anything. I was like, I really want to be in line right now. You know? But I was like,
So
I'm not going
good. Cannot wait. It comes out in November, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, I think it is November. I think you're right about that. So a couple months. Almost there.
November 27th. I will be playing that on stream, 100%. Why is it a picture of Strife?
Who knows? Oh, what else we got? Anything? You guys got awfully quiet now.
But I mean, we've used so much energy for everything else.
Yeah, there's only a couple of small things. Bethesda did something nice. They like to try to keep themselves under the radar when they do nice things. Helped a 12-year-old boy fulfill his wish of playing 76.
Fallout 76.
And a guy from Bethesda actually drove out to his house with a copy of Fallout 76 and played it with him.
He also
And
brought him
he's
one of
got a
the power
life-threatening
armor
disease.
helmets.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's got
Yep.
a specific rare cancer
Yep.
that I read earlier.
It's Nero something, so it's going to be a
Neuroblastoma.
Neuroblast.
Yes.
Yeah, neuroblastoma. Yep.
Which sucks.
So-
I mean,
So
that's
the
a
other
lot
one
for a
is,
kid to deal with.
Nobuo Uematsu, which is the composer for Final Fantasy. Is ceasing work due to illness. He's not specifying what the illness exactly is.
That scares me. That dude is a fucking legend.
We can kind of
He's
assume
also
on some of it.
done Chrono Trigger, Blue Dragon, Lost Odyssey,
And
Super
the-
Smash Brothers Brawl.
The main theme to it. I'm very interested to see too what this means for the remake of Final Fantasy VII. If he was involved in it in any way whatsoever, and if they have to bring somebody else in, or what they're planning on doing with that. So,
oh man, good luck trying to they're gonna have to bring his apprentices in. People have been studying with him for years.
yeah.
Because I mean, this guy. Every time you listen to Final Fantasy something, this guy had some hand in it.
And it's so
He
good.
is, yeah. I mean, we were playing. My sister-in-law was playing Final Fantasy X too, and it's not the most popular one, but the music is still good.
No, but it has been announced it's being released for Switch.
So I guess we'll be buying Final Fantasy X again.
Woo! My fourth time, fifth time, sixth time. I don't know, somewhere in there.
You've
but
bought
yeah,
every version of it. That's all I know.
The Final Fantasy games, the music is so incredibly good.
That reminds me, by the way, Chicken. I found the Final Fantasy VII strat guide.
Oh my
while I
god!
was packing.
Is it still wrapped up?
No. That one was never wrapped up, but
I don't even know if Griff knows where her Final Fantasy VII is.
I gave it back to y'all.
Yeah, where's it at, Griff?
I have no idea. I didn't know
It's
we
your
had
game.
it back. Yeah, but we don't even have a PS1 anymore. You gave it to your mom.
But you can pay $90 and get a PS
Yeah,
Classic,
no thanks.
and it has it on it.
Good.
Then you'll know exactly where it is.
You got the PS1 memory cards
Or
up there.
I can fix one of the PlayStation ones I have and just send it to you with a memory card.
I think it's in one of the drawers actually.
I was actually looking.
Don't you don't have to worry. You don't have to worry about it, Griff. Don't make any noise. I don't want Griff to yell at me.
You caused this noise by making me look for that stupid game.
Yeah, I know. That's exactly what she would say. God damn it! How dare you?
I know, and I'm making so much noise right now.
I know. You don't have to do that. I'm gonna get in so much trouble.
Well, I mean, you asked, so actually, yes, I do know where it's at.
Oh.
Hey.
I just got to get the book out of the storage shed at some point.
We also have this one.
Final Fantasy VIII.
I mean,
You know, I only had one friend that ever actually really got into 8 and liked it over 7.
Over 7. I played a little bit of 7, but I don't know. I never got into it as heavy.
Yeah, he got into the little card game that's in it. He got heavy into that. Like he would sit there and just play that.
My Final Fantasy
PlayStation
10.
2 version.
That I had to buy a second copy of because my dog from a while ago chewed it up.
Here's your PlayStation 3 version.
And then he's got it on a PC.
Yeah, I got it on PC.
That's so funny.
Hey, that is one of the greatest games ever made. Just
Obviously.
saying.
Sorry for the
Coming
noise,
to
everybody.
Switch.
In my opinion.
I got multiple copies of games. Sometimes I don't even know where the hell I get them from. Like I've got two gold cartridge copies of the original Legend of Zelda.
Damn.
I had two copies of the original Legend of Dragoon on PlayStation 1, which I gave one to Kyle.
There are 2 games that I can think of that I have duplicates of, and it's actually, well, 2 series, Saints Row and Borderlands. Saints Row, I have 3 and 4 for Xbox 360, then I bought the Xbox One version, and I also have them on Steam. And Borderlands, I have the Xbox 360 versions, the remasters for Xbox One, and I have them on Steam.
Trying to think. I got Tomb Raider's Definitive Edition when it came out on PS4 because I had it on Xbox 360, I think, and then I ended up getting the PS4 Definitive Edition. And then I own BioShock on everything, I think.
Yeah, BioShock and
on
Assassin's
everything.
Creed, actually, yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't bought the PC version of the Ezio collection, but...
Yeah, so I've got quite a few doubled up games, but some of them it's because I will play, which is why I love the fact that Xbox done the Play Anywhere thing. If they allow it to be on PC, then that's what I'll play it on. But but usually it's because like if it's a game you all play like Overwatch, I have it on Xbox, but you all play PC, so I know if it's available, I'm gonna play on PC with y'all. Well, now y'all are getting all good and shit on me. What the hell?
Gotta get good.
Gotta practice more, scrub.
I know, right?
Well, I think I ended up buying duplicates once I swapped to PC Master Race 2, though. That's where a lot of my
Double
duplicates
dipping.
came from. Yeah.
So
And then some of
technically
them were gifted to me, so...
Technically, Halo 1 I've bought 4 times.
You bought it on the
Because
original?
The original, and then they did the remastered version of it, and then I bought the Master Chief Collection, and then you have my Master Chief Collection,
So
I
you bought it again.
Master Chief Collection again, and just gave you my Master Chief Collection.
Sorry.
No big deal.
I
We
forget
bought the
about
Master Chief
them.
Collection with the Xbox One.
Yeah, but we also have his copy so that you and I could play it together with Baka and Red at some point, and I forgot to give it back.
Oh.
So now you have both copies,
Yeah.
and you're good to go.
Sorry.
I've got a lot of games. A lot of my games are at your house, actually.
What
Not-
else
not
is
my
here? I
fault.
just brought back a whole bunch like earlier this year.
Did you bring Wolfenstein back?
No, because I was gonna play it because of the second one, and I forgot again.
How's my Uncharted 4 treating you?
Hey, I will bring that back as soon as I'm done with the Let's Play series. That's 2. You said a whole bunch. That's 2.
Don't we have the whole Uncharted collection right there behind you?
But
that's
only
1,
1,
2,
2, and
and
3.
three.
Yeah, yeah.
The
That
Nathan
was
Drake
released
collection.
before 4 came out.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
yeah. So I will have to buy my own copy of 4. I'm gonna get through.
As long as there's no microtransactions in it, which there aren't.
Yes, there
So
are.
I'm just saying.
There
are?
There are cosmetic microtransactions for the
Oh,
multiplayer.
cosmetics are fine. I'm talking about shitty ones.
Hell with you and your shitty transactions.
Speaking of Uncharted, by the way, I'm still doing Uncharted. I am in Uncharted 3 currently, so I'm getting close to being able to give you yours back. And on my YouTube channel, those are all there, and I think I finally hit my stride with commentary, but I also hit it at the point where the game is like I finally hit my least favorite part of the game. I got to the shipyard and all of that, and I'm like, I broke the game twice in the shipyard, by the way.
Why are you breaking the game?
I didn't do it on purpose. Okay, look,
Stop
I was
breaking
swimming
things.
next to one of the boats while all these people are shooting at me because they're all really mean. And one guy, I went to go
Really,
jump
the one
up.
shooting at you are mean? Weird.
I went to go jump up on the ledge of the one of the boats so that I could get onto the boat and fight these people. And as I went to go grab it, somebody from above me shot a grenade launcher thing at me. And when it exploded, it pushed me into the hull of the boat. So Nate's like waist deep in the boat. And I'm stuck, like I can't do anything. So I'm just having to wait for my inevitable death. And this dude's running around me. I'm like, will you just shoot me? I'm stationary. Can you not? Do you not make this worse?
He said no.
That happened twice. So, yeah.
Funny.
So I'm doing that. And I was going to start the next set of Far Cry DLC this week. But I'm going to start it next week instead, because next week I will have Monday off, so I'll have extra time to record and stuff, and I just didn't...
Not with our project that we are starting.
I will have time to record over the weekend, because I will have Monday to do all of the other stuff that I need to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now you have that. Boom.
Yeah, so when I originally said I was going to do the zombies next, but I think I'm going to do the stealthy one, so that maybe the zombies will be the best, and I will save it for the last. So, because I'm
Save
garbage
this for
at
last.
stealth. I'm just hoping that it's better content than the Lost on Mars was. But if you're
Probably
interested in
not.
seeing Lost on Mars, it is up, it is complete, it is all on my YouTube right now. You can watch it from start to finish.
Woo.
Yeah. Bring some caffeine, some coffee and whatnot so you don't go to sleep halfway through, because I know I had that struggle.
Anything else? We good?
That seems to be it.
BAKA is back!
Yeah. We do appreciate everybody that hangs out with us each and every week at Infinite Respawn. As always, you can check us out at Twitter at Infinite Res PC. You can check me out personally at MDB Oaktree. Check out Griff.
At Griff Slineham.
Check out Chicken.
At Elite Chicken 313.
And of course, check out BAKA!
At Baka Pickle.
Yay!
Oh my God, he's here to say it himself.
Yay! We didn't have to say it ourselves. Awesome. Make sure, of course, as Griff just mentioned, you go to her YouTube channel. Go in there, hit that subscribe button, and of course the little bell thing so you can maybe or maybe not get the information.
Depending
when
on how
she actually-
YouTube's feeling that day.
Yeah. You know, whether or not it's being a moody little bitch or not.
Yeah.
And then also make sure you go to twitch.tv/Elite Chicken 313 where he streams Sunday through Thursday. And it's usually 8 p.m. Eastern, right?
Yeah, 8 p.m. Eastern. Sometimes
p.m.
it's a little late depending on what goes on throughout the day.
Yeah. So usually about 8 p.m. Eastern. They're playing a lot of Overwatch right now, trying to get good. And
Get good, scrub.
Try to get good, not get tilted. We got it. And then
Always tilted.
I'm pretty good at that. She's always tilted.
I
She
live
only-
tilted.
She lives tilted.
she's the tilted life. That's your job to
The
untilt her,
leaning
sir.
tower of Griff. Got it.
I've been holding her up over all these years. Trust me, it's a hard job.
Also, make sure you go to mixer.com/MDVOtree. You can check me out. Hopefully, my streaming will start again soon. I will be on tonight with Sea of Thieves. So Sundays are always pretty much going to be Sea of Thieves. I guess that's good, but I've got to get done with some other garbage so I can actually start streaming again in the evenings.
Garbage.
I know
He's a
how that
garbage
goes.
man.
Humans are awesome peoples.
Too bad you can't set them out by the road and have them being taken away. I don't
Well-
like this one. Just leave it outside.
You can, but you might get in trouble for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'll probably get in trouble for it.
Lord have mercy. For Infinite Respawn.
Wow. What?
For
For
Infinite, by the way,
Restrong.
new branding. We got new branding going on. Infinite Respawn. I'm Oaktree.
Griff.
I'm chicken.
I'm Baka.
See ya.
Bye.
Later.
game.